Hello, Merry Christmas. Today is December 25th. It is the 365th day of filling up this garbage bag. I put my garbage in a canvas bag because all the wet stuff goes into compost, so I don't need a plastic bag. And I'm wearing what I wore the first time I crossed 1 year to fill up 1 load of garbage. Partly because I wanted to show a couple of reasons. One, I wanted to wear what I wore that time, the first time I hit day 365. Also, today, December 25th, in New York City, it was 61 degrees Fahrenheit, 16 degrees Celsius. This seems a bit more than unseasonably warm. This global warming, I'm going to put some clips on this video later about from the story of plastic to show what motivates me. I'm not depriving myself of anything. I'm acting in stewardship of people who are helpless from this deluge of plastic and waste, plus the global warming that comes from all making this stuff. There's no sense of deprivation on my part. On the contrary, I love living this way. So, also, I'm not going to lie. I'm as fit as I've ever been. I'm turning 50 pretty soon, and I want to show off. I love the little striations there. And I also want to show, over here, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see, but there's 4 kettlebells down there and a rowing machine, all of them which I bought used off of Craigslist. And that's all the fitness equipment that I have, plus a healthy diet. So if you belong to a gym and you pay membership, you probably spent more last month than I spent in the past 10 years of getting fit. And if you drive there or walk there, you probably spend more time going there and getting back than I do just with these 4 kettlebells. And actually when I travel, I don't even use the kettlebells. I can do it all body weight. So I'm aiming to go another year. I want to make it to 2022, so 2 calendar years without filling up 1 load of garbage. I think I can make it. We'll see. I got to keep not getting too much stuff. And so this bag, I mentioned this last time, but it says 2014 on here. I don't know if you can see that. That's how long it's been since I've gotten a canvas bag. Everyone's like, how do you do bags? That's the only bag I've gotten in all that time. This is the bag that I used to go shopping with. It's an old bag. It's not particularly pretty. It holds vegetables pretty well and whatever else I go shopping for. And I got this in the 90s. So those are all the bags that I use. Here is my recycling, the paper recycling. I've not shopped in Whole Foods in years, but I go downstairs to get to my building's recycling, and I just take something that someone else is throwing out, and I use that. There's a lot of junk mail stuff in here that I can't. Actually, when I get junk mail, I call up or email and ask them to take me off their list. At first I thought that was a lot of effort, but it didn't occur to me until after I was doing this how much I felt my personal space invaded and how liberating it was to stop that. Here's my bottles and this thing of vodka. I have no idea how old this was, but I just finished it. And actually, to soak these oranges in here in vodka, because I got some extra oranges, there's a whole story behind that I'm not going to go into. And also, I've not gotten bottled water. This is when I pick up at least 1 piece of trash every day. And so these bottles are bottles that when I was coming home, I thought, I'm going to pick this up off the ground. I could put it in the trash, but I'll just take it, I can recycle it, so I'll bring it upstairs. But here's something, this is kind of meaningful to me. This is a minoxidil bottle. Minoxidil is Rogaine, it's what you put in to keep your hair from receding. And it's also, these bottles were the most plastic that I was bringing into my home. And I went through the difficult decision of asking myself, do I want to live by my values and get less plastic, or risk going bald? So it's moving back, but living by my values is worth it. A lot of people say, Josh, you can do this because you live in a place where you can get all those bulk foods. And it took me several years to go from, I used to throw out my garbage once a week, then it was once every 2 weeks, and once every month, and so forth, until it was once a year. Now, hopefully it'll be once every 2 years. And at first, I would not have thought this was possible. In fact, the reason I'm doing this video is that years ago, I wish I'd seen a video like this 5, 10, 20 years ago so that I could have started reducing my waste then. And I hope this helps people to go on this path. At first, it's really hard to figure out how to get vinegar just by chopping up apples and putting it in water. I didn't know how to do that before. And now, this, to me, a lot of people think this, they would say this is a small amount, but to me this is actually a large amount because of how much this plastic, oh, sorry, I thought that stopped, because this plastic is going to be here for 500 years. What other things do I want to mention? My diet is healthier than ever before. I just got back from the doctor well, I'm going to turn 50 soon, so I get the appointment before the colonoscopy for when they talk about what's to come. But my blood pressure, 99/64, which I looked up and says is ideal. My pulse, 52. Seemed a little high because it's been in the 40s before, but it wasn't my resting pulse, it was my walking around pulse. And this is saving money. This is living simply. This is really, anyone can do it. Anyway, I'll keep it at that for now. But I do want to mention that this is about joy, community, and connection, and saving money, saving time. It takes a bit of effort. When I went to my mom's house for 3 months during the beginning of the lockdown, you know, it happened to me what people keep saying, Josh, we can't do it where we are. My mom would say, we can't do it, we don't have access. So the first time I was there, when I went shopping with them to the ShopRite or whatever, the supermarket, they didn't have the bulk food. They had a bulk food section, but it was mostly nuts and candy. They didn't have like the beans and so forth. Like I get beans by huge amounts. And it's like $2 a pound. At first I thought, well, I guess I just got to live with getting more garbage. And some of the garbage in here is stuff that I brought back from my mom's house because I kept track of it while I was up there. But then, and the farmers markets didn't start until May or June, and I was up there in March. At first I thought, all right, got to accept that I'm going to produce more trash. By the way, my mom and stepfather, they fill up a load of garbage, like a huge thing, 2 or 3 times a week, which they then drive away. Anyway, so I'm sitting there producing less garbage. But I was getting more garbage there. But then I thought, I went to the pages, the web pages for the farmers markets, and I scrolled down to the bottom. At the bottom I looked at the people's names. And I contacted them and said, what can we do now? And they put me in touch with people around who were doing some farmer connection things then. And we got connected with them. I also went to the manager of the store and said, can I buy stuff, even if you don't put it in the bulk bins, could I buy it direct from your supplier? See, a lot of people say, I can't do it, it's not available. Well, they will supply you if you show the demand. It might take a little time. I mean, now I'm back here. But actually the other day I was looking up for a friend of mine in Kyoto, Japan, where you could get bulk stuff. And I happen to find there's a new bulk store near my mom's house. So apparently the demand has gone up and places are filling the demand. If you want to accept, if you just want to accept the way things are, just be like, well, I got to produce a lot of garbage. Sorry about giving up like that. But if you go to places and work with them, we can change these systems back to, we didn't used to have plastic everywhere all the time. So again, I could go on, but I wanted to share. It's been a year. I'm trying to make it another year with just this load. We'll see if I can pull it off. It saves time, saves money. There is a bit of time to transition, but I hope that this video helps you the way that it would have helped me had I seen it 5, 10, 20 years ago, to live a more simple life, more healthy life, save a bit more money, connect with my community more, produce less waste, enjoy the food more. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.